I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hi, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, another Patreon request. This is for Forrest, who sent a pledge to my Patreon. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested, my info on my Patreon and PayPal are down below. If not, again, don't worry about it. But thank you once again, Forrest. Very kind of you. And the movie tonight is Ready or Not. Came out 2019. The story about this woman who gets married. Her husband takes her to see his family, and he says, we have to play a game. Anytime someone comes into the family that's new, they gotta play this game. And you pick a card. There's other stuff in there, but there's one card, if that's the one picked, called hide and seek. So she picks that, she doesn't know what's going on, and sooner or later, she's going to find out that they're going to hunt her, they're going to try to kill her, and she's got to fight back and survive the night, at least by dawn. Because the family says, oh, there's this ritual, if we don't kill you because of this, we'll die. And of course, the bride wants to survive the night. Now, it's directed by a group of folks that call themselves Radio Silence, and I went, wait a minute, I recognize that name. That's one of the directors of VHS. They did the segment that was the most decent, the final one, which had some cool like physical stuff, although it had a terrible ending. I'm like, it's those guys that did this? But I would say this is better. I liked the movie. For what it is, I liked it. I thought it had a quirky sense of humor about the rich, but it didn't hammer too much in the political overtones that it became distracting, at least for me. I thought the actors did their jobs fairly well. I thought that the ending, for the most part, was satisfying. I kind of liked the one bit they did at the ending, which I won't give away, at least right now. I thought that was pretty neat, so to speak. If you've seen the film, you know what I mean. I'll say that. The idea is an intriguing one. Like, what if you were a bride that, you know, you find out your husband's family is this crazy, almost cult, made a deal with the devil, do this ritual type of thing. Which, again, I thought was interesting idea. It's not the typical idea that you see portrayed. It's not another haunted house movie. It's not another possession movie. It's a bit of a survival story, which I'm a sucker for. And like I said, the cast did their jobs well. I mean, get her name, Samara Weaving as Grace, the lead, the newlywed wife. She was strong. She was likable. She wasn't, ooh, a broken nail dead weight. But she wasn't also nasty, mean, ooh, feminism, give me war. It wasn't that. It was just, hey, this is a character that wants to survive the night. So I thought she did a good job. Adam Brody as her husband's brother, who's a bit of an alcoholic. You tell he's not really into this whole thing too much. I thought he did a nice job. I didn't even realize this was her at first. Andie MacDowell as her husband's mom. I'm like, Andie MacDowell is in this? From Hudson Hawk? Will you play Nintendo with me? I mean, from Groundhog Day as Rita? The love interest of Bill Murray? Andie MacDowell? Did not even notice that. But that was cool to see Andie MacDowell in another... It seemed like forever since I've seen her in a movie, so that was cool to see her. That was really neat. I thought the rest of the cast did their jobs fine. It does have a fun bit sense of humor to it. Try to see how much I should give away. But there were moments that made me chuckle. For example, when she first talks to her husband after stuff's going down. And she says, you didn't warn me. You wanted to get married. What, so you say it's my fault? Certain accidents happen early on that were like that kind of reaction. And the ending was satisfying. I like the music they play on the record. This, I don't know how you call this, silly song which has the words hide and seek in it. It kind of plays with the levity that the movie was having fun with itself. It's hard to call this a horror film. I wouldn't even call this a horror movie. That'd be like calling Surviving the Game a horror movie. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been labeled a horror movie. I would not call it that. Maybe the bits of the ending, okay, but for the most part, kind of again, that Surviving the Game, hard targets on a group of people chasing someone, hunting them down like an animal. I mean, before I get into spoilers, my big issue, I thought there was a bit of false advertising at hand here. Be like, what do you mean? What I mean by, if you look at the posters, if you look at some of the advertising, the poster itself has the girl with those like shotgun shells, the bandolier, like however you put it, stuff Chewbacca would wear, you know, like Rambo would wear, across her chest, having a lot of promotional pics, has her with the gun. If you're going to expect a lot of, if you're expecting her to go to town like Doug, that character in the Hills of Eyes remake, you'll be really disappointed. And for me, I think that was the biggest flaw of the film. I think they should have done a lot more with that part. They really should have made... That's why I would put like there's this French film called Revenge. That to me did this better. I'm not talking about the Revenge, the movie back in the day with Kevin Costner. I'm talking about this French film, Revenge, where this woman is brought to the middle of nowhere by this guy who she's seen. She's going to tell on him because he's being a complete dick. Going to tell him on his wife, since he's cheating on his wife with her. Him and his buddies try to kill her. She survives in a crazy, pretty unbelievable way, but crazy. And her revenge is a lot more visceral compared to this movie. This one is more of a tongue-in-cheek black comedy type of factor. So yeah, I would say if you're going for that true revenge route, watch Revenge. I would say that's a better movie than this. But again, that was disappointing, but since I thought it still had a fun sense of humor, sense of tone to it. And then the way they did with the ending was kind of, oh, okay, bloody. I still had a little bit of a smirk on my face. I'm like, okay, movie, I'm not going to hate you. I'm disappointed you didn't go the route, but okay, I get what you were doing. But yeah, I do wish when you promote that stuff, she should have utilized that a lot more and kill a lot of the family members Death Wish style. That's just my opinion, my train of thought. But getting more into spoilers starting now, the sense of humor, like I said, like the first two people get killed accidentally, I think from the same person. She shoots someone, but she shot the wrong person. She being one of the family or friends of the family or one of the people chasing our lead character. One of the bad guys shoots someone, they shot the wrong person. And again, I think the same person, I will have a weapon, gets like a crossbow or accidentally kills another person. One person accidentally kills himself with a dumbwaiter. Again, very kind of outlandish, quirky ways. Other scenes, there's a point where one of the kids shoots her in the hand, and the lead gets pissed. She just punches the kid and knocks him the fuck out. That did make me chuckle, because the little motherfucker deserved it. I think she even calls him an asshole. You know, this little kid. That made me laugh. Other moments that made me laugh, there's a moment where she tries to get help and this asshole drives by, which is realistic. That's what would happen. Sad to say. And then she gets pissed and she's like, "You tiny, dick-licking fucking asshole." That made me laugh. Or the bit where she gets a car, but I think it's here called like Trip Save. I forget what it's called in real life because I've never used one. But you're in a car and someone starts talking to you. "Hello, it seems this car has been stolen. Who am I talking to?" And a natural human being is talking to. I forget what service that's called. It was also in Live Free or Die Hard when Justin Long had to fake him out after the airbag was propelled into Bruce Willis's face. And then shuts the fucking car down because the guy's a dumbass. Again, moments like that made it the non-typical kind of movie. Not the movie you would see every day, which kept the proceedings a bit interesting. It was also interesting that some of the bad guys have a bit of humanity to them, like the alcoholic brother who doesn't want to do this. He like lets her go, and even the husband at first doesn't want to do this and wants to help her. Then the third act one is like, "You're not going to be with me after this, aren't you?" And then he changes his mind when she's like, he realizes she's not going to be, which, like, I mean, it makes sense at her point. Why would she want to be with this guy after he tricked her ass into this? And then for the most of the film, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to help you." But then it's, yeah, "But you don't leave me, are you?" And then he's like, "Okay, fine, I'm going to go along with this." So the husband changes his mind. But she gets out of it. And dawn happens. And that's what I mean. On one hand, I do wish she would have done the Doug from Hills of Eyes remake, which guy kind of looks like me in that movie. That just hardcore revenge, killing all these guys. But sadly, that doesn't happen, which is, for me, the main gripe of it. But the reason they did it was because a lot of these people, and she does get some physical stuff, like she does fuck up Andie MacDowell's character, so she does get some hits in. It's not like there's nothing. So that's one thing that's like, okay, eases that complaint a bit. The other thing that eases that complaint off a bit is that the ritual wasn't bullshit. They really did have to kill her by dawn, because these people just started exploding as if they're gobstoppers, as if they're, it just explosions of fucking blood red splashing everywhere, covering everybody, exploding like water balloons, like a shotgun to a watermelon, just and even the husband, now he tries to change his mind. We could be together. And she takes her ring off. I want a divorce, throws the ring, and as soon as she does that, the guy explodes. So that's for me, like, okay, I complained about not using the guns. In fact, the guns and ammo that you see in the posters, the dad of the family says, well, that's just fake. That's props. I'm like, eh. But then most people explode like wire balloons. I'm like, oh, shit. That's, I didn't really see that coming. So that was a fun bit. And it even ends on that quirky moment when the cops ask you, what happened? And she's like, in-laws. And the type of music it's playing. So it's, overall I liked it. I don't know it's a film I would really seek out to buy, to own, to watch again. But for one time, it didn't feel that long of a movie. The actors did their jobs well. It kept with that quirky sense of humor. I thought the writing was actually fairly good. The directing, competent. The way they made the mansion look. Cinematography was decent. The music fit the film's quirky tone. Again, I think if you go into it not expecting the remake of The Hills of Eyes, which, again, people are like, why would I? I'm talking about the finale, which is that hardcore revenge, or the French film Revenge. It's okay, it's not that. I wouldn't say the humor is trying to be like Heathers, but it's trying to be, again, that sort of fun, quirky humor. Way of script writing. And for what it was, I thought that was a fun, entertaining time. I liked it. Didn't love it, but I liked it. Didn't have a bummer ending. Again, overall, I'm glad I saw it. But thanks for watching. Thanks once again goes to Forrest for his pledge. Hope you liked the review. Thanks for watching. Take care. And stay tuned for more reviews. Later.